Hey, hello, happy Sunday, everybody. It's Vlad. How y'all doing? What a day so far, man. What a day. I'm just trying to find a sports fishing spot. I've not been successful. I don't even know if I'll be successful even if I do find a sports fishing spot and it's all bugged and all my fish go out of bounds. So let's see what happens. How are you guys doing? How's everything going for y'all in game? Are y'all doing good? Evening, what's going on, Miguel? How you doing, man? What's going? What's up? Let's see. Kayla? One of my friends spelled it Kayla, but I don't think it's pronounced that way, probably for you. But welcome. We're just here. I'm trying to find some granite, which granite seems impossible to find in the Riverlands, at least where I go. I literally always forget that every time. So it doesn't look like there's a sports fishing spot here either. So kind of is what it is. Yeah, Kayla. Okay. So it is pronounced that way. Okay, sweet. Loving the experience so far. Awesome, Miguel. I'm glad, man. And like I said, and when you're not having a good time, then just take a break. Okay. But welcome. We see 100 hours in the game, 12 days. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. That's awesome, man. Uninstalled today. I'm going to stay tuned to the AOC news. Yeah, Swabby. Like I said, and this happens all the time. You know what I mean? And people find out very quickly that sometimes the things that they want to do in the game just is broken, doesn't work. It's not as fleshed out as they would like it to be. There's not enough content, and all of those are true. And I just tell people, you know, whenever you're not experiencing the fun aspect of testing and you're just getting constantly, you know, frustrated and annoyed and, you know, then maybe it's time to take a little bit of a step back and just wait for a little bit, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. I think too many people get wrapped up in the fact that, you know, they paid money for it and they feel like they have to get as much out of it as possible, which, you know, that's fine if you feel that way. But I think at that same token, you also have to understand what's more important, to be frustrated during a test or to be happy during the live launch. And most people that stay frustrated during the test probably won't even make it to the live launch because that frustration was built up throughout that entire alpha testing because they stayed in the game, they forced themselves to play, they were unbearable to be around because every time we went into Discord and you talked to that person, they just never had anything good to say. They were constantly just pissed off and whining about every single system. Why is Intrepid taking so long for this and that? And it's like, and the people that are enjoying it, it's like kind of like a Debbie Downer, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, dude, like I get it. Like you're not happy to just stop. Like to just stop, you know? Yeah, you got to pace yourself, man. Like, and this is what I'm doing. Like I'm pacing myself by giving myself like these little, you know, well, some of them are little, like I actually feel like they're very important, but like, you know, these like steps, right? Like I have all my journeyman bags on both mining and lumberjacking. The next thing I want to start working on, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but I sold some of my fucking auctions, guys. So I'm up to about almost 15 gold, which is really fucking cool. So right now, like since I've been doing a shit ton of mining, I don't know why I keep opening that. I want to work on getting an actual like heroic or even epic journeyman mining pickaxe that has spoils and quality like equaled. I think it's like at 219 spoils and 219 quality, I think is what it is. I think I want to get that one, or I want to get the one that has like 80% spoils and 20% quality. I don't know. I'm still debating in my head if I want the equal one or if I want the one that's a little bit more, you know, a little bit more so. Let me see. Yeah, I knew that. I just Compass waiting until TBC release. Oh yeah, like a lot of people waiting for that. I mean, if you're in a classic WoW, the TBC release is going to be pretty hyped for many people. But it's been pretty fun, very promising foundation for the future. Yeah, I think most people that I've talked to feel the same way. I just think some people get disappointed when they find out that the reality is that they just thought it would have been further along than what they're doing. You know what I mean? Which, hey, you know, for most new people, like I completely understand. You know, I played since phase 1. If you have a good group, content will not be an issue, in my opinion. Oh yeah, like content's really not the issue. It's not facing the content, it's the lack of content. It's the fact that like all you really have is basically going to POIs and grinding the same group of mobs for hours and hours and hours on end, which for most new players, that doesn't really sound like too appealing, you know? And so when you, as a new player, you probably ask like, well, let's go to another dungeon. Or they're like, well, there's only like 2 dungeons we can go to, which is like the Befallen Forge or Carfen. And then you kind of find out that it is almost like similar to the same grind spot that, you know, it's more grand in design for sure, but it still feels like just a major version of a POI, you know? So for a lot of new people, it just seems very disappointing. By the way, Vlad, you said something that quality on bags or axe is bugged and doesn't work. Is it true? I wanted to buy a purple bag. I didn't say that it was bugged. I was actually seeing from people that as soon as they got like an epic like mining pickaxe or got like more quality, that they noticed that they're like when they would go out on a mining like farm spree like I'm doing right now, they just noticed that compared to their common axe, that the common axe seemed like they were getting higher quality stuff than on their epic axe. So I don't know if that just feels anecdotal, like if it's just something that they got super bad RNG on or like what the case is. But I've seen a lot of people that have upgraded their mining picks that pretty damn good. Like one of my, there was someone who sent me a screenshot of someone getting 8. Like the spoils was like so good for them that they literally got 8 in one pick. The highest I've ever gotten is 7. But yeah, 8's pretty crazy. You know what I mean? So I think spoils is like a fairly damn good thing. Especially if you proc a epic or a legendary, you get 8 of those or even 7. I mean, that's pretty damn good in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So RNGesus, yeah, I'm finally ready to take a break. Finally broke into AP tanning and have a stash full of rams. 6 silver per ram is going to break me. A full stack to process for 1 gold, 20 silver. I feel forced to do nothing but create runs just to afford processing. I don't like it. Yeah, I still believe that the base, like how much gold it is, like I appreciate, because it used to be a lot worse. Like, I mean, Insanity, I'm pretty sure you remember the start of phase 3, not early access, but phase 3. And, you know, having to have the bench, what is it fucking called? The bench cost for processing plus the high ass cost of reagents was like, what the fuck, dude? We're not made of money. You know what I mean? And even though they literally nerfed the reagent cost by a fuck ton, which I definitely appreciate, I still think that there needs to be something going on with processing. And I've mentioned to them to do like some sort of a stacking, like if you're going to be processing a lot during the day, like I think if you're a person like me who only does like literally like a couple of processes, then I think the first process you should do should be pretty cheap. And then if you process again, it gets a little bit more expensive and a little bit more expensive. And then there's like, the longer you go without processing, there's like a diminishing return back to the bottom, right? That's how I think processing should work, in my opinion. That way it just feels a little bit more affordable in that way, because again, like, even though there's some people that definitely know how to make money, I still believe even if they did what I'm suggesting, it's still going to be a pretty considerable money sink for most players. You know what I mean? Greetings from Polo, my brother. Hey, dude, welcome, man. Greetings from Texas in the US of A, brother. Welcome, man. Yo, how are you doing, man? Did you get the list? Cyber dude, we're still waiting on said list. We are still waiting, brother. So I don't know what's going on with that. We have not heard anything from Steven. Gold Sync, hey, GM cooking. Well, that's what I mean, right? And then as you go from novice, right, which is pretty affordable, and then you start doing adept stuff, and then you go from adept stuff to journeyman stuff, right? Or radiant stuff. Sorry, I'm mixing terminologies a bit, but you get it. That's when like you're like, oh shit, okay, if I'm gonna do like a 20 stack of journeyman whatever, it's gonna cost me like a gold something to do this one process, right? Like it seems kind of ridiculous. And I just feel like for the amount of gold that most players get seems very counterintuitive, right? So basically the only people that are really benefiting are the ones that know how to make a fuck ton of money. And I feel like those people are going to make a fuck ton of money regardless of the economy situation. I feel like this benching thing really just de-incentivizes people who can't make money. You know what I mean? Or can't even start to try to like make some decent money for themselves, right? Because in this game, it's so easy to spend it. Like I think there's a lot of gold sinks like in this game. I think personally, there's like too many fucking gold sinks. Like, why can't we have, you know, just a little bit of fucking gold to like, you know, spend for here and there, you know what I mean? And it's not saying I want to make it super easy. I think honestly, the bench stuff is not a big ask in my opinion. I just think they should have went a little bit more. I think they should have went a little bit more as far as, the nerfs, right? Because I definitely appreciated the whole reagent vendor nerfs, but I think there should have been some bench nerfs too, you know? And I think the more I keep bitching about it, maybe they'll just be like, all right, Vlad, shit, shut up. Here's some more nerfs. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Not sure if you saw or not, but Steven said they 1 to 2 more days for the ban list. I did not see that. Do you know when he set that, Prod? I'm curious because I guess maybe I haven't been checking the Discord, but was that said yesterday or like when? It's hard, but I enjoy farming / cooking, but no return on making a bow that people sell for 20 gold. It only takes like 20 silver to make. Well, I would say some of the mats and some of the things to get, I don't know, man. I think it's hard to really judge what cost what because of the duping that happened, right? I feel like right now we really don't know what the real cost of a lot of shit is. And I think the other, he said it today at 3 p.m. in the questions channel. Oh, okay, cool. Let me say they really need a bot report system or something. But I ran into 2 bots farming early this morning. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, and there was someone in the Discord this morning actually talking about that and said that there was a program that he used on the Rust servers to detect bots. And it's a backend program that they can install for their servers and tune it. And he basically said that, you know, we had it on for a while to detect like how bots work and operate in our game. And I feel like bots are so simple. They're very binary with like how they move and how they do stuff, right? And especially when it comes to like not summoning your mount, right? And you're constantly just running everywhere, which is a very unnatural, like, unless you're doing this, right? Unless there's like a bunch of stuff right here that you're going to mine. But then once there's nothing here, why would a real player run the rest of the distance? You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like it's a script. Exactly. And scripts are very predictable. And I think if they have backend architecture that can detect that predictability, then I think it could be very easy for them to figure that out. Actually, like, let me show you this. I was on Grok, right? Because I'm a Grok guy. I like. So I was asking some questions and I was just curious because I don't know these things, right? So I just wanted to see like how hard it was to implement like a hardware ban, like as a gaming company that whatchamacallit, that has a live service game. Like, what's the process of like going about a hardware ban? And so I asked Grok, and Grok spit out some stuff, and I'll read it to you. Let me just get these granites real quick, and then I'll pull it up so you guys can see it. And then once I asked Grok like how to like tell me like all the stuff like they would need to do or like how hard it would be. And then the next question I asked, well, how would a player then circumvent a hardware ban? And then also tell me like what steps the live service game company would need to do to make sure that they could actually really and truly permanently ban the player and not just an account. And it gave me a list of all the different things like a gaming company can do to make sure that that player will have a very fucking hard time coming back. Because I think that's where the real question is, you know what I mean? Is the fact that like, are permanent bans going to happen? I hope so. I really hope they do. Is it actually going to stop a person from actually playing Ashes of Creation? No, it's not. Like, let's really think about this for like 2 seconds. Like all they need to do right now is just buy another account. Problem solved. Oh, I got permanently banned. Well, second account. Let's log back in. Let's start all over. Let's go. You know what I mean? And that's literally what's going to happen. Let me see. Oh, I do that. Vlad, don't get me banned, please. Cyber, you better freaking not, brother. Can we PvP the bots, not kill them, but either enemy train or move them? Script works. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can, like, if you have some mobs around you and there's a bot nearby and they're like below level 10, then you can definitely do that. If they're over level 10, like if they're level 11, then you can actually go combatant and start killing them. Let me see. Raging Against the Machines, kill the bots. It seems like the RMTers aren't scared. They will, they're still spamming global on Verra to sell gold. No, of course not. They're never going to be scared. Like, and this is why I think we have to make it very, 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 very hard to prevent those kind of players from coming on. So let me move it over here. So this is what I asked. I said, how hard is it for a gaming company that's running a live service game to hardware ban a player for cheating? And they said, not very hard technically for a company already running a modern anti-cheat system, which is standard for live service games like Valorant, Fortnite, Apex Legends, Call of Duty, but it does require ongoing investment, careful policy design, and back-end infrastructure to make it effective long-term. So how do hardware bans work? A hardware ban ties a ban to your device's unique fingerprint, which is the hardware ID or the HWID generated from the immutable or hard to change components like CPU/GPU serial numbers, motherboards, hardware hard drive serials, MAC addresses, TPM 2.0 endorsement keys, kernel level anti-cheats, IG Riot's Vanguard or EZ anti-cheat or EAC, BattleEye, Ricochet, collect this data at launch via login low-level OS access. The hardware ID is hashed for privacy and checked against server-side blacklists. Matches trigger an instant block. No new accounts work on that machine. If someone else uses the banned hardware, their account often gets a temporary ban for evasion. That's interesting. Like, I didn't know, like, because people keep saying like, oh, do IP bans, do this, right? And honestly, I think they should. I think they should do IP bans. And people say, oh, they can get around it. I think some people won't give a shit, right? And some people will, but I still think they should be implementing it. I think hardware bans, IP bans, whatever the fuck they can do to make it that much harder, because I can guarantee you for a casual guy that, you know, may play a game and thinks they can get away with shit, if they were to get permanently banned, I would say for a person that really, like, maybe they can have a really good time in the game or whatever, but they're not like too hardcore invested in it. If they're permanently banned, I seriously doubt they're going to buy a second account. And if they do buy a second account, like, are they honestly going to try to do VPN? Maybe, maybe not. But I think the more steps that they would have to do, it's going to be like, you know what, fuck it. I don't even care. And I think that's the point. That's what I would want. I would want them to get to the point of being frustrated, to get to the point of like, oh my God, okay, so I got to download the second account. I got to get the VPN. I got to wipe my drive, or I got to buy a brand new hard drive. And it's just like all these fucking steps just to fucking play a game again. I think, again, most casual dads or people that cheated, that thought they could get away with it, would probably just quit the game, which fuck them. Good. And I think the people that do the hardcore serious RMT and have been making thousands of dollars of gold, this is why the most amount of steps necessary to make it to where we're eating out of their profits and we're eating out of the time, because if Intrepid can keep that heavy hand constant, then it's just not going to be profitable for them to keep fucking staying in a game where they can go somewhere fucking else and not have to be dealt with in this manner. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where it is. LMAO, the ironic thing about GPU prices going through the roof right now is the game companies start hardware banning, then bad actors are going to have to fork over a lot of money just to get back in. Not 100% fixed, but a big step forward. Yeah, 100%. Like, that's what I mean. Like, anything, fucking the GPU, the CPU, the motherboard, do all the fucking hardware bans. And if you use like the same GPU that was banned on a brand new motherboard or a brand new hard drive, and they recognize, hey, that GPU was on a banned ID, sorry, you're still fucking banned. Like, I think that's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? I think that's really, really good. And at launch, they will need to set up a new sub for $15. There will be gold sellers on launch in every server, only ending the buyer's ends the profit. Well, and salutations. Well, welcome, brother. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, I think that's also a good point too. Like, again, the most amount of steps that these RMTers have to take will then have to understand, like, okay, if we do all these fucking, like, if it takes 14 things for us to do to go in game undetected and do what we can to then be able to farm for even maybe a couple of days with our bots to then be again permanently banned again, like, I think realistically, if Intrepid can just keep that up, because I don't really think a lot of companies do a great job with this shit. Like, I don't. I think some do. Don't get me wrong. I think some do, but it's not a company, or I'm sorry, a industry-wide thing of fear. There's some companies that promote that fear because it's very real. And I think if you are competitive in that game, the last thing you want to do is fucking cheat, because you know they'll permanently ban your fucking account and to get harder and harder to get back in. And I think if Ashes can be among those companies and have, you know, things in place that they can do, like, this is why I think this is a really, really good thing. You can see, Valorant right there, right? Like, League of Legends routine for repeat cheaters, monitors alts and issues a van 152 errors, rare for behavioral, but permanent for cheats. There's like a lot of these things that I think are like really, really good. And then of course, like, there's like the false positives, right? And I think if you can have a way to, like, you know, say like, hey, these are like the things that I've done or whatever, and kind of state your case or whatever, like, false positives are bound to happen, right? But I think the more and more they can get more accurate data from the botting, that variance will just be less and less and less from those false positives. So basically I asked, so can you name me all the ways a cheater would try and circumvent a hardware ban or account ban? Then can you provide all the different things a company can do to truly ban the player from a live service game? And so it basically then told me, like, these are all the different ways that of how, like, cheaters would basically circumvent bans, all the different things they would need to do. And it's kind of nuts, like, you know what I mean? But I feel like those people are nuts for doing what they're doing, right? So of course they're going to go through like as many measures as possible, especially if they're making thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars in a game like this. It's very lucrative for them. But again, it's only lucrative if Intrepid keeps a lax hand. If they keep a lax hand, then it's really going to be detrimental, not only for the devs and having to deal with all this shit, but also for the fucking players in the community. So I think it's very important that they do whatever it is they can to keep these players, and I'm mostly talking about these RMT companies, and need to make it as hard as fucking possible to detect them, ban them. I don't care if it's a Steam ban. I don't care if it's like, you need to just keep fucking doing this. Let me see, you can change your IP address. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, but there's also other things they can do to, and I think if you go down this list and see all the shit that a person would have to do, imagine you make a new account. Imagine you do all these things to circumvent the ban, to then have that brand new account then be banned in a couple of days. What the fuck can you literally do in a couple of days in Ashes of Creation? Like, think about that realistically. Like, you're not going to have, like, I mean, potentially people can trade you shit, right? But if all of the other RMTers are also getting banned and everybody in the RMT community is kind of starting over, like every other couple of days, like all that could be basically done is like T1 materials, unless there's like a duplication bug or a particular exploit that they can do, that could get shit out of whack. But if that shit is patched and there really isn't anything going on, then every couple of days, these accounts are just going to get banned and banned and banned. And I think, again, it's a matter of the time investment to the money they get out of it. And if the money they get out of it and the time investment is lopsided, they're not going to want to do it. Like, they're just not. So I think it's just, you know, hopefully something Intrepid can do. Also, you can just use another PC to play. I have a PC and a gaming laptop, for example. Well, yeah. And imagine, like, again, you play on this PC, like the one I'm playing on right now, for a couple of days to then this one be permanently banned. I'm like, okay, fuck, I'll bust out my laptop. There's only so many brand new computers you're probably going to have to play Ashes of Creation. And eventually, if you're going to have that mindset to keep cheating, and if Intrepid keeps that heavy hand, then all of your devices are going to be permanently banned at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's, to me, it's the philosophy of doing everything humanly possible as a gaming company to make sure that the player stays banned. Because yes, they can buy secondary accounts, third accounts, fourth accounts, but if you do all of these things like hardware bans, IP bans, like do every precaution and everything necessary to make sure that they see. Here's the thing. This is what I like. What companies can do for true permanent bans, multi-layer defense. So these are all the different things that Intrepid could do to prevent these players from coming into the game. And I'm not saying they should do all 12. I mean, again, this is something like right here. It says live service giants, Riot, Epic, EA use 5 to 10 layers plus $1 million per year in R&D to sustain and to keep this technology going of these like barriers and defenses, right, towards botting, RMT, cheating, duping, whatever. And I think it's just doing all of these things on loop, on repeat, and having a very heavy hand, I think could just deter a lot of them. I really do. I think it can deter a lot of them. Will there even be some, even if they do 10 of these things, all of these things, like, and again, it's like effectiveness, stacks drop, cheats rates to 90%, plus casuals quit. Pro DMA persists but cost 1K per month. Riot and Epic, less than 1% cheaters and high ELO. True permabans equal economic denial, not technical perfection. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I just think that they need to do as much as humanly possible in Ashes of Creation, because and there's a lot of reasons why. One, Ashes of Creation does not have any BOE or BOP items, meaning the bind on pickup, bind on equipped. So you can easily just trade shit, whatever the fuck you want, right? You can trade gold, you can trade items. And I love that. I think as someone who's played World of Warcraft, where I constantly am surrounded by BOE or BOP items, I think it's fucking awesome that we have an MMO where I have gear, or I just made some gear and have a buddy of mine who doesn't have that much gear. I can either do one, I can sell it to him at a very low price, or I can just fucking give it to him and be like, hey, you're a guildie. Like, here's a couple of my pieces I don't fucking need anymore. Or I can just literally be like, hey, I want to make a fighter alt. I'm on my tank. I'll just save that in my bank and have that alt use my old gear. That's fucking awesome. Like, I think that is really fucking good for the game. And I think it's feels like every single piece matters into an extent. And so I really think that there's a sanctity that I hope Intrepid can keep. And right now, it just doesn't feel like we have that. You know, it feels very much like players that are doing these RMT things aren't really being punished. Because again, as much as I want these people to be banned, right now, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of the architecture in place to keep that player banned. Yes, the account got banned for sure, but who gives a shit? They're just going to buy their second account and be done with it. What's $50 to a person who's making thousands of dollars a week? RMT. It's fucking nothing. Right? I mean, am I being off base here? Like, it's literally nothing. In Guild Wars 2, a friend of mine gave me so many items when I hit max level as a gift. I still remember this awesome day. Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like, it's games that do stuff like this. It's really fucking awesome. And I've heard people say like, oh, well, we should just make all the items, you know, BOE or BOP. We should make there should be a gold trading cap, you know, that you can't trade. It's like, well, dude, like then all players are going to do is like, oh, like there's 100 gold trading cap, then I'm just going to trade you 10 times and here's 1,000 gold. Like, you know, I don't know. Like I just, people will always try to circumvent that shit. That's what players do. I think we need to do our due diligence of trying to ban the player and not the account. Like, that's my thing. Like, that's the philosophy I truly hope Intrepid. Oh, damn. What the hell is going on over here? I just, that's the philosophy I want. I want Steven to say this too. I want him to come out and say like what the philosophy is with these permanent bans. Is the goal just the account? Like, is the player then given a second shot? I don't think they should. I don't. Like, I think depending, I mean, asterisks, depending on what exactly is they're doing. If it is truly something fucking malicious, right? If it's literally like RMT, right? And you bought a full set Rosarium gear, or let's say you bought like 150 gold on a G2G website, I think that constitutes a fucking permanent ban, like permanently. Like I think that should be a permanent ban. Like, you need to put the fear of fucking God in these buyers, because right now they're literally going wild. And if they're going wild, it's because I can guarantee you, if you saw a couple of your guildies who bought gold and they're just fucked now, they can't play the game, right? Let's just say we live in that scenario where they got fucking permanent banned. They can't make another account. Like, they have IDs, all that shit. Like, it's just gonna, then anyone is going to start spreading throughout the fucking community like wildfire that I don't want to fucking be permanently banned. You know, and even if you were thinking of buying gold, you're probably not going to fucking do that now, right? And I think that's where we need to be, like, as a community. It needs to be the fear of fucking God in them. Oh, look. Winter is coming. Feel like Michael Jackson's Billie Jean video. What the hell is this? It's crazy. Let me see the list. The ban list is redacted from human consumption. Let me see. Wait, so are they so now they are banning trading? No, they're not banning trading, but I've heard people say, like, in order to minimize, you know, the RMT, right? So because if your Rosarium gear was BOE or BOP, I should say, then you're not, you can't trade it to people. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of like what people want. I don't want that. Like, I don't fucking want that. Let me see. How do they even catch? Like you said, you can trade anything unless there's trade logs, but that might take a while. But do they even have that? I don't know what they have. Like, I don't know what backend architecture Intrepid has currently, but I think regardless of what they do have, it's going to need more and more tweaking, right? Like, that's what it is. Like, we've been doing this for over a year now, as far as like this Alpha 2. And oh, someone's selling a journeyman mining bag, a heroic one. Yeah, I made uncommon ones, but I would have loved some epic or heroic ones. Let me see. If you make gear BOE, you just lost most of the crafters. No, for sure. And again, I'm not advocating for that. And this is why I'm mostly advocating for Intrepid to be more heavy-handed with their back-end tools and instituting the things that I just put up, like that Grok mentioned, right? Like hardware bans, IP bans, you know, ban evasion tools, you know, Steam bans, you know, anything that they can fucking do to make it harder and harder and harder for people to circumvent a ban. That's what I want them to do. And then keep that heavy hand as constant as possible throughout the entire alpha process and going into live. Because I can guarantee you, if people are afraid to buy gold, you know, there's not going to be many fucking people doing it. I mean, right now I was seeing in trade, or not in trade chat, but in the general chat in Discord in Ashes, someone was giving me screenshots of G2G, and I think on Resna they had over 836 orders completed successfully, as far as like traded gold on that site to players. And I think Shoal had 363 or something like that. And so, yeah, people are buying gold, you know, people are doing it. So it just, you know, it is what it is. Let me see. Well, that wouldn't work very well. It would force people to drop and level professions just to craft their own gear. No, I know. Like I said, like, I mean, you can make the crafted gear BOE, but once you equip it, it's BOP. That's what World of Warcraft does, right? So like, but I just don't think that that would be good for the game overall. And I think a lot of people in the community just won't like it. So again, I think it's mostly on Intrepid on here, not us. Like, I don't want us to take the fall here into having us have a shittier version of the game. I want Intrepid to be like, hey, look, we'll take care of it. We're going to be doing stuff on our back end to get these people like permanently out of the game. That's what should happen, you know? Let me see, needs a heavy hand and catch the majority of people doing it. Don't have to catch them all, but enough people will put the fear in them that they'll get permanent if they do. No, exactly. Like, I mean, and again, if you have a wall of shame that's constantly being updated with players being permanently banned, like, that's also another thing too. It's like, phew, I don't want to be on that fucking list. Because that's the other thing too, is like, and I think reputation for a lot of people matters. Not to the RMTers, like, for sure. Not to the RMTers. They don't give a shit. They'll create 8 different accounts with like 3-letter words that are all jumbled up. But I'm talking about the thing is that there are people in reputable guilds that have probably bought in gold. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in my own guild. I wouldn't. I mean, we've heard people say it in our guild, and we've always told them, if we catch you fucking buying gold, you're fucking kicked. But it's because they don't have a fear. You know what I mean? It's something they come from other MMOs where it's just like, it's the way of culture, right? It's the way you do things. You see other people buying gold for that advantage. Well, hey, you're also going to buy gold for that same advantage. And I just don't want that infection, that mindset to seep into this community that we've cultivated. You know what I'm saying? Let me see, account buying all mob gear drop, leave profession, made gear alone. Well, again, I don't want them to change anything. I really don't. If you buy gold in a video game, you're a loser. I mean, honestly, like, I've bought gold way back when, like back in 2007, like when did Burning Crusade come out? That was my very first time buying gold, because I remember I really wanted to get the flying, and I didn't fucking have whatever the flying was back then. I was like, I didn't have it. So I went to some fucking shady website and I bought it, and I was fucking scared out of my mind. I never got banned. I never even got suspended. I did it one time, and then I got my shit, never did it again. And I think I've only bought like maybe 1 or 2 WoW tokens, and that was only for raiding mats. Like, I bought the gold to literally buy food, my potions, my elixirs, like that shit. And I hated doing it, but it's like, I didn't fucking have any gold because I just raided in WoW. But I don't, like I said, I don't want that shit to come into ashes. Like, I just don't. Let me see, the incentive is too big among a PvP centric community. Buying advantages is just how the cookie crumbles. No, for sure. Unless that cookie crumbles very quickly, since of you being permanently banned. And that's a constant thing. I keep saying they need to make things cheaper. The thing isn't the amount of gold it costs, it's the crafter who did it. You can only have 2 journeyman, 2 grandmaster professions. Eventually you will need a guild to craft stuff. Well, I think you would need a community of people to craft stuff, right? Like, it may not be a guild, but let's say you and a couple of friends all have differing grandmaster professions. Like, it'll take a couple of you to come together to like make something, which I like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think we've developed in this culture where everything has to be solo independent. I can do it all. I can do everything. And Ashes is the type of game where, yes, you can do, I would say 80% of stuff, but you're going to need 20% from other people, right? Or you can do 60% of stuff and you need 20% from this person and 20% from this other person. Like, I think that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't personally see a problem with that. I just think, again, it goes down to the ease of convenience that we've been literally indoctrinated into for the past 10 or 15 years in the MMO community, because a lot of other MMOs have done that. It's very, very apparent. Let me see a random Twitch comment. Welcome, brother. Welcome, welcome. Let me see. I have a friend who's playing only 2 hours a night and buys a bit of gold every month to be able to keep up with his friends. Yeah, and again, I'd say that's very realistic in a lot of games. You know what I mean? In a lot of live service games. Like if you only have a little bit of time to play and you see other people doing shit. Master Chief, thank you so much, brother, for the sub. The MC is here. Absolutely, brother. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, like and this is again, I really don't fault players. I fault the companies, because this is again the same kind of cultivation that a lot of these companies have had. And because players have gotten away with it scot-free, and of course players talk and they see, man, dude, this guy on my guild's bought like a shit ton of gold, dude. And I'm over here fucking working my ass off when I play the game to get gold just to raid every week or to do whatever activity I want every week. And the other person just gets to do whatever the fuck they want because they can just buy the gold. Eventually you're just going to be like, fuck it, I'll buy it too. You know, who gives a shit? Apparently this company doesn't. And I think that's a bad thing. And I think it's that mindset that just kind of been very normalized within the MMO culture, within the MMO community. And, you know, so when they come over here, I kind of don't blame the player. Like I don't blame the player. And I'm talking more so like the kind of casual dad, or like that, you know, even semi-hardcore player that, you know, isn't a hardcore sweat, but, you know, has a little bit of a mentality to go hard. And, you know, when you see people that are like way farther ahead of you and you're wondering to yourself, man, I've been playing pretty, you know, as mid-maxy as I can. And how the fuck am I not competing with these people? You know, and it's because it's like, oh, like they were cheating and duping, exploiting, and then they were also buying gold on the side. And you're just like, holy shit, dude. And again, it's like you being a natty in the gym, and then you see these people coming in claiming to be just as natty as you are, when in actuality, they're fucking juiced up with like 3 different tranquilizers and, you know, whatever fucking steroid they're on. And it makes you feel like shit because you may honestly think to yourself, man, these people are natural. Like, is it my genetics? Is it this? Is it that? You know what I mean? It's like, no, bro, they're fucking cheating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're literally cheating. Like, don't even trip. You know what I mean? It's not, you're not doing anything fucking wrong. It's the other people that are fucking constantly just, you know, wanting to have like this, big penis energy because they have a fucking, you know, Ford F-250 lifted 36 inches with these big ass tires, and they have a micro penis. You know, it is what it is, you know? Let me see. Do you think they should include the Steam accounts linked to the players that have been banned? I think that's a little much. Like, I think honestly having the character's name in the guild that they're in Ashes is enough for me personally. Like, I think that's fine. Let me see. What usually eases this RMT issue is making the best gear not tradable and only farmable / raid gear. But that doesn't exist in Ashes, so bind power out of game is a huge issue. No, for sure. That's always been a really big issue. Gonna buy golden list Vladis's tune as a recipient. Oh my god. You better not, man. Why? I mean, honestly, like, I don't care. They can review my account all they want. Like, I mean, I'm not doing anything fucking shady. Let me see. Linking your account to Steam should lock it permanently to that account. Making a new account would also require a new Steam account, in my opinion. No, it does. And I think people are already circumventing that too, because you just like, okay, that Steam account's permanently banned. Well, I'll just make a new Steam account. And I don't know what Steam does in that regard. I got to look at that up. Maybe I'll type that into Grok. It'd be like, if you were permanently banned on your Steam account, can you technically make another one? And if you make another one, like, are you using just another spoof email, or like what steps would you need to take to make another new Steam account? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. New PC, new email. Yeah, potentially. Let me see. I don't understand why you would buy golden and alpha. Also, why do people want to burn stuff down just because? Well, honestly, I feel like it's not their... Okay. You have to look at it in the sense of an RMTer. If you were playing a game and you kind of didn't give a shit about the game, but you could make a couple of $1,000 like RMTing in this game and helping your family, and, you know, finding a job right now isn't the easiest thing to do in the world. I think a lot of it isn't the fact that they just want to watch the game burn. I think it's just financial incentive. For some of these players, it's fucking easy. Like, oh, I buy this GM cheat thing for 20 bucks and I can go in the game and put in a simple Python script and bot around and then sell that to like people around and become a listed buyer on this website. And then I trade it to them and I make fucking buku money. Like, yeah, sign me up. That's how some people players think. I don't think it's anything truly malicious. It's not like you have this mustache twirling villain that's like, ooh, Ashes of Creation. I'm going to go in and I'm going to start RMTing and make this whole community burn to the ground. Like, I don't think that's a lot of players. I think it's just a very simple thing. I think it's just money incentive, really. And as soon as the money incentive is taken away because all the steps necessary to RMT in this game goes to fucking and shit in a handbasket, then I think those same players are going to be like, wow, that incentive for, you know, because again, buying brand new computers, having to reset up brand new accounts constantly on a daily basis, that shit gets old really fucking fast. And there's only so many fucking emails and passwords you're going to keep up with. And I think, again, the more you make it more frustrating for these players, the more they're just going to be like, you know what, fuck it. I'll just go and bot in Lost Ark, or I'll go to this other game that I'm not fucking bothered like this and try to make money over there. And I think that's hopefully what happens. You know what I mean? I think that's the goal, right? You see, finding a job in West Texas is so easy. Yeah, finding a job here in San Antonio is not so easy. I'll tell you that, brother, right now. Yo, hi, Vlad. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Hope you enjoy your day. Let me see. It's more of a convenience thing. Yeah, no, for sure. I disagree. I think there are players that think, ooh, I want this game to work. I mean, I think there's some, but I just don't think that's the norm. I don't think that's the normal RMTer in Ashes. I think it's more so just a financial incentive for a lot of them. Let me see. Most games have RMT. Oh yeah. I would say all live service games have RMT. All live service games. I don't think you have any any live service game that just, oh, there's no RMT here. No one does. Everyone's a good boy. Like, I think that's very, very unrealistic in that sense. Let me see. For example, I used to sell gold in WoW back in Legion. I was able to farm enough gold equivalent to 60 bucks per hour. My account being banned didn't bother me at all. 2 hours on a fresh account with a level boost. I'm already positive and the banning is good. Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like in some games, it's so fucking easy. Like they kind of created it in a way to where some of these companies almost want RMTers in their game because they're going to be constantly buying accounts or be constantly buying these basic conveniences like level boosts and everything like that. And the community doesn't care. Like the community in WoW knows RMTs existed for fucking decades at this point. Who's quitting over RMT in WoW? Nobody. Because you have a fucking WoW token in there. So I think if you don't like World of Warcraft, then yeah, you're probably not playing it. But I think the people who have been playing World of Warcraft, no one's complaining of all the RMT that's happening in that game. I think people just turn a blind eye add to it at this point, which that's like a RMTer's fucking wet dream. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, I can just go all out on this game and make 60 bucks an hour. Like, sign me the fuck up. You know? That's the issue with design, where you feel the upkeep to raid or whatever requires them that they want to keep up, that they have to buy gold. Oh, dude, yeah. And again, I love raiding, but I was a raid logger, like in WoW. Like once I got enough gear, once I got enough, I did not really play too much outside of that because, again, the seasonal cycle, there's only so much you can do. Like you have a brand new zone, which is like the new patch zone, and you're only stuck in that one zone because that's where all the new shit is. Every other zone is irrelevant, and you boost up your rep, or you get a couple of new pieces from the rep person, or maybe you grind your mythic plus. It's like, I don't know, dude. It's just so, I don't know. I'm so over it, dude. Like I just can't do it. Also, a lot of people that buy RMT are also the ones that stay subbed and then the company just let it slide out of convenience. No, for sure. I mean, again, it's a lot of incentive for the company for sure. The RMT does drive the gamer dads to play. It's hard for dads to play 200 plus hours and utilize the RMT to enjoy the game and not have to spend hundreds of hours to keep up. Well, I think it's the keeping up mentality is, I think, the hardest thing to break for players. Again, I am very fucking far behind. I am level 17 in Ashes right there. Even not a hardcore sweaty person is probably level 20 at least. I don't have any radiant gear. I haven't really done anything too fucking crazy. And like, I don't fucking care. I'm still having a good time. I'm still enjoying my list of things that I want to accomplish and things that I want to do. And I find it to be very fulfilling. Yes, it seems like certain parts of the server are burning to the ground economic wise or dupe wise or exploit wise, But in the things that I want to accomplish and the things that I want to do on my own time, like as a dad that gets to play very limited amounts of time, like I find it to be really relaxing. Like I come in, I'm like, okay, I have a goal that I want to do. I need zinc, I need copper. I need to see what I can do to make or buy some journeyman like rare or rare plus mining shirt, pants, maybe a belt. Like that's what I want to do. Like that's my next goal. Like now that I have all my storage tabs, I kind of was thinking maybe I should start buying my item tabs, but I honestly, like my item tabs, that's not really something that I want to focus on right now. I want to focus on getting a better mining pick. I want to focus on getting my mining clothes. And then once I get all of that stuff, then I want to focus on my lumberjacking and get my lumberjacking axe, get my lumberjacking clothes. And then once I'm at my lumberjacking stuff and I'm farming that, then I'll think of what I want to accomplish after that, you know? But yeah, I've just, you know, I haven't had any pressure from my guild. I haven't had any pressure from anyone else. And so I've just been really enjoying my time playing Ashes in a very lo-fi setting is what I would call it. It's a very lo-fi setting. Sandbox games, buying gold absolutely destroys a large portion of the game revolves around the economy and buying gold destroys it. No, for sure. It ultimately destroys the entire morale of the base too. Some don't care, but a lot do. It's hard to PvP in Ashes if you're far behind. No, for sure. I think it all comes down to your priorities. Like I've been very apparent on my stream that I am more of a PvEer than a PvPer. But I'll get there in my own time. You know what I mean? Like I will get to the point of me PvPing and focusing on that as like goals and things that I want to accomplish and get better at on my fighter. I just don't care for that goal to be right now. Right. And I think it's really up to you as the individual to do what you can to get those things underneath your belt. And the reasoning why is because depending on what class you are, and also depending if you're in a really good guild or a good group, if your goal is to level, if you didn't really level in the first week, it's going to probably be very hard for you to find a group unless you're like a cleric, a bard, or a tank. If you're not those classes, it's going to be very, very hard for you to hit level 25. Because most of the people that already hardcore went to 25 or up to 20, like they're already level 20. They're not going to want to group with you or, you know, do anything with you. And I think it's really just coming into the kinds of goals you have for yourself, because I've met people who've gotten very burnt out at trying to hit level 25 late because no one invites them to their group. And if you have, let's say 2 hours to play and you get on and you're just hitting rocks and you're waiting for a group because you're, you know, hey, looking for group for Steel Bloom, looking for group for Civilian. I'm a level 18, whatever. And for 2 hours, no one hits you up, and nor do you see a group going on within your limited time. You're going to feel like you just wasted those 2 hours because your goal for that day was to get in a grind group and to do some leveling. And this is why for me, like, and again, I have experience, right? Like I've been playing this alpha for a year. Like I kind of know the bibs and bobs of how that works. That's why I didn't really focus too much on leveling, because honestly, I wanted to be here in a kind of low setting and talking to people, you know, having discussions with people. And when you're in a group grind, like, and you're constantly in this like cycle of killing like 3 to 4 mobs for a couple of hours, like it's hard to like talk to a chat and do that without dying. And I just didn't want to be in that scenario while streaming. Let me see. You're hitting the nail on the head. Most minimum wage jobs pay $15 an hour. That what plus or 25 cents a minute. So a single gold is like $2-3. So in RM tiers, like I can farm a single gold in 8 to 12 minutes. So the transaction is appealing. No, 100. Yeah, it is like, and again, I think for a lot of people, it's really just a financial thing. Like, and I think for some people it is a villainous thing for sure. But I think for most people, it's just a casual thing. Like a financial thing. I level from 13 to 22, only gathering, processing, and crafting. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's what. Ooh, yes, yes. That's what I want right there. I need more uncommon, dude. Jesus Christ, I need some fucking uncommon. Let me get this here. There we go. Let me see. I'm a casual level 20, but I'm also a journeyman farmer. Well, that's what I mean, right? Like I think some people want to go hardcore in other avenues of the game and not just like leveling or PvP or, you know, whatever. And I think it's fine, you know what I mean? And I think if you're an early accessor and you're not level 20 and you're like upset because it's like you can't find a grind group or if you can't do anything, then what you need to prioritize during the next wipe is being in a good guild, having the organization to know on day one where I'm in a group with these 7 other players and we're going to go as hard as we can within your limited time and make that time effective. And I guarantee you'll have more fun because now that you're level 25, then you can do the more casual menial things that I'm doing right now. And you know, not having to worry. I'm already level 25. I don't have to worry about that. Now you can start grinding your radiant gear. You can start doing all the stuff you want to do. And so I think with the casual dad's perspective, you can't always just play 2 to 3 hours. Like let's be fucking real. Like, especially for like launch and stuff like that, like I'll set aside like 8 hours or, you know, 10 hours for the first maybe 1 or 2 days. And my wife is like, she understands, she knows like, hey, it just launched or shit got wiped or whatever. And so, but you can't keep that up as a casual dad. Like eventually you're going to go down to your normal 2, 3, 4 hour stints on a daily basis, potentially. And you might skip some days. And I think it's just understanding what you want from the game and what you want from your own play style. I think that's just very important just for a gamer to know in general. Let me see, enjoy your perspective. I enjoy your perspective as a relaxed player focusing on gathering. I feel like it's refreshing to see the game and you also get to see the sweaty / PvP side with a different perspective, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that's why I like talking to PvPers because I feel so outside of that PvP loop, you know? And I know yesterday I was watching Zybak's video and I think some people were just like, this video means absolutely nothing to me. and that's fine. You know what I mean? But I kind of use it for my own educational purposes of like trying to understand where that side of the coin is coming from. Because if you don't think there's PvE problems, there's fucking PvE problems, man. Like, let's just be real here. Like we really need more dynamic monsters. We need better fucking mob bosses in these POIs and even in the dungeons. Like we need legit bosses. These named mobs, I think, are so uninspired. Like really, we need some better bosses. We need let me see, what else do we need? We need story arcs. You know, we need more quests. We need dynamic quests. Like there's just a lot we need as a PvE. Like in the PvE community, we're hurting just as bad as the PvPers, in my opinion. But the game is just lacking content in general for both sides. So let me see. We definitely need more mob variety. I'm sick of fighting wolves, grims, bears, and undead. Yeah, no, for sure. Like it's a lot that we need. You know what I mean? And there's some mobs that have really cool. Someone posted that I think there was like a certain mob in the June Dark that if you use fire spells against it, the mob like basically combusts in fire. And basically if you're around that mob, it does fire damage to you. Like, I think that's pretty fucking cool. Like the fact that you know, you have mobs that you have to kind of treat differently, right? Like there's a certain way to kill them. There's a certain way to go about, you know, destroying that particular mob. Like I like stuff like that. It changes it up, right? It doesn't always make it into some AoE fest. I think that's very important. There are next to none solo achievable objectives in the game. Well, yeah, I think I set up my own personal goals and achievements myself because the game's not going to do it. So I kind of do it to myself. And so far, like I said, I feel very accomplished in the things that I've done with the limited time that I have, limited money I have. And the fact that I've done it literally all by myself really is pretty cool. Like right now, someone's trying to sell a rare radiant longbow for 40 gold. Bro, I haven't even seen above 20 like 2 times. Like right now I'm at 15 gold and you're telling me that I got to buy a radiant weapon for 40 gold. Like it's kind of nuts. You see the PvP community is louder, but I hope they don't forget the majority of players aren't those, at least not the players that have jobs and lives outside the game, in my opinion, or LMAO. Yeah, no, for sure. Like I that's why I kind of stress more for the PvE side, because I think the PvP side of this game does have a very loud minority. But I feel like there are just a lot of players in Ashes of Creation that do love PvP. Like, you know what I mean? And so you have like the loud minority that's complaining about PvP, and then you have the PvPers. They're just like, it's whatever. I'm still enjoying the game. I'm still enjoying different aspects of the game or whatever. And then you have like the PvEers that probably most of them aren't even fucking saying anything. Like really, like I try to find certain things as far as like feedback on Reddit about like PvE like things, and no one's really advocating for PvE stuff. You know what I mean? It's mostly like caravans, flagging, corruption, you know, but no one's talking about like more dynamic POIs, more variety of mob types, more, you know what I mean? There's like a lot of the PvE sided things. And I can tell you, as much as PvPers don't like to interface with PvE, if they had all the things that we're asking for, they would have a better overall time in the game, in my opinion. Because PvP drives the game forward. It just does. Or PvE drives the game forward. And oh, finally some uncommon zinc. And so it's just like a mishmash of things that we need. And this is why I'm just curious to see like what Intrepid's going to do this year, especially in the first quarter, of like what deliverables we're going to have, you know, for like the first major update. Like what does the 0.19 update look like? What are the, and that's like the one question I regret not asking Steven during my roundtable, because I know he mentioned freeholds and that architecture and instancing might be coming up soon. And if I had to take a bet, I would say the 0.19 update will probably bring back freeholds, but freeholds to 99% of players is not new content. Okay, cool. We have freeholds in the game now. I don't have enough money to buy one. So this patch is nothing to me. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing in this that makes it appealing towards someone like myself. And I want to do freeholds. I like farming. Well, that's what I mean, right? But if you don't have the gold to buy said freehold, then that content is kind of just unavailable to you. And that's why I'm sort of hoping that would the freehold system also bring around the family system. Because if the family system gets put in place when the freeholds arrive, and if one of your guildies buys that freehold and you're a family member of that, then you could use that freehold to your advantage, which would open up content for people, even if they didn't have the money to purchase the freehold in the first place. And that would also bring up a whole slew of other questions, because it's like, okay, are we also going to have the summoning system a part of the family system? Like, and that's been a huge contentious topic for a long time. So I don't know. I mean, it's very interesting to see what'll happen. Let me see, what metals you looking for? Maybe we could trade. I need tentonite. Got a bunch of zinc. Mellow, I need zinc. I have tentonite. I have no shits for tentonite. I have rare tentonite. I have epic tentonite. I have heroic tentonite. I don't have a lot of it personally, but I have it in Jova. So if you want to trade tentonite for some zinc, I am down, brother. I am down. If you want to do one zinc heroic for one tentonite heroic, I'll do that. Like if that's fair to you. Let me see. I just think it'd be very hard to balance. Very opposite pools in the community. I don't think it's like very opposite pools. I just think it's going to be interesting to see what they focus on. The focus is what I want to see from Intrepid. Oh my God, is this stupid? Fuck you. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, yes. Oh, yes. Uncommon. Well, I mean, if a person kills me, it is what it is. I don't care, but fuck that bot. And there's lack of PvP feedback, because there's a lot of they give feedback on more mobs, more item drops. Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately it's wait, am I not corrupted? Oh, okay. I wonder how much XP I have to grind in order to work off my corruption. I move 5% slower. I incur 4% XP debt upon death. You drop 25% more material resources upon death. And I can lose an item. Well, it's the price you pay for killing bots. Is it possible to watch this in normal view instead of vertical phone? Yes. So you're probably watching me on YouTube Shorts. I have two streams going on. I have a vertical stream for YouTube Shorts and then a horizontal stream for just regular YouTube. So let me see. Pockets claims he's done it, but I think he's full of shit. I went corrupted at level 1 and got to level 9 and corruption didn't fall off. Interesting. I've this is my first time ever being corrupted, to be honest with you. I've never been corrupted. But you know what? It's an alpha. I mean, if I have to grind up these things again, like, it is what it is. I just fucking hate bots. That bot was a piece of shit. Thank you, I'll check. You can unstuck to die, run back and get your gear, or have a buddy get there. Oh, that's a good point. Let's see. Good point. Let me see. Click the channel icon at the bottom and browse to the main channel for the horizontal stream. You lose your gear. It's fine. It's adept gear. And if someone loots my stuff, like when I don't come back, because I believe the nearest Ember Spring is here in New Elo. I'm right here. Again, it's not a big deal. Like if I'm gonna lose shit, it's fine. I made that decision on purpose. So I fucking hate bots. Those bots are assholes and they need to be eradicated. I don't mind people selling /buying gold only if the gold is made by regular players. I hate bots like exploits. Yeah, I think a lot of times the I personally don't like either. Like, I don't care if it's legitimate gold that the RM tiers are selling. I don't care if it's duped gold. I think both are bad, in my opinion. I think people need to play this game like legitimately. Let me see, what gear did I use? Oh, just my waist. Not too bad. Thank God I didn't lose my weapon, but it is what it is. Let me see, what do you think of corruption being time-based instead of on death or working it off with XP? The timer would not count down while you're offline. It'd be something interesting to test, for sure. I think ultimately it's just one of those things that, oh, I didn't really lose a lot of my epic stuff. Holy shit. I lost a lot. Damn. Yeah, it does not pay to go corrupted, for sure. It does, though, when you're killing a bot, though. Let me see. I got here late. How did you tell if they are bots? Because the script, it's very, very unnatural that you see their kind of gameplay and how they move around. And it's a summoner. And their name is like 3 or 4 letters that just seem like you just jumbled something on the keyboard. So for sure it was a bot. I have no doubt in my mind it wasn't a bot. I feel like it would be abused so hard. Yeah, I don't know. Like there needs to be certain things we have to do with corruption, for sure. Wow, looks like someone looted my body. Oh. Oh, maybe not. Wow. That was a lot of shit. Oh my God, that was a lot. That's insane. Like when you kill a corrupted player, man, you are going to be very incentivized to kill them. Oh man. Yeah, get fucked, guy. I hope that guy is like away for 7 hours and comes back thinking he's gonna have a whole bunch of shit waiting for him, and it's all fucking nothing. That's awesome. Let me see. The problem is if you allow RMT even in legitimate gold gains, buying gold starts to become expected and the standard, just like WoW Classic. If you aren't buying gold, you aren't raiding with the good raids. No, for sure. And that's why I don't like either. I've never been a fan of either of that shit. I think it's terrible. Let me see. The bot probably reses and goes back to farming, possibly. But if the person behind the account isn't there to like activate it again, then it's just going to sit there. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's why I don't like a lot of the culture in World of Warcraft, especially with RMT. I've never been a fan of. I've never fucking been a fan of it. And so I kind of don't care. I don't care about WoW, like in that specific manner. I played my time with it. I'm good. I just want like, and this is why like when I have conversations with the devs or when I talk to people like at Intrepid, I want them to preserve a sanctity that I wish WoW did, because WoW used to like give a shit and they just stopped. And it's so aggravating, you know, that it's like they basically went with the whole culture of, well, if you can't beat them, join them. And it's like, but you could have, dude. You're a multi-billion-dollar fucking company. You had every opportunity to stomp that shit in the ground. And yet you became the very thing that people despised. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally became the RMT website built into the fucking game. And I don't know. Like it just, I don't know. Doesn't make me regret my time playing WoW. I still fucking, like, I have all my shit there. I have all the stuff that I've ever done on that game. But at the end of the day, like you know, I wanted to move on. I wanted to do something different. And I'm glad, you know, I'm glad I came to the Ashes community, because I feel like I've actually made a difference. Like, not saying I made any major changes or anything like that, but you know, from my perspective of like shouting into the void at Blizzard when they made ridiculous system decisions or class decisions, and I had never ever felt like I felt heard, or even my community within my class was heard. Here I do. Like I really, really do. And I think that feels good. It makes, you know, it makes it feel like you are a part of the conversation rather than being talked to about the conversation, if that makes any sense. If they're not banning much, I hope at least they're watching, observing, and learning as much as possible from the bots to build the best possible system. They can auto detect and ban bots. No, for sure. Bacon, couldn't agree with you more. And I hope they are doing that. Again, I don't have any knowledge of it, and I hope maybe Steven sort of explains that when he brings up the wall of shame and brings out the ban list. But we'll see what happens. Let's be honest, the script probably does checks and notifies shortly after they are dead and just restarts with the whole loop automatically. I mean, potentially. I just hope that person gets screwed either way. I got their shit, and that's all that matters. Like, maybe I didn't, I don't know if I had as much stuff. I can't remember what I had previously. Maybe I'll watch the VOD back and see like how much of shit I actually lost. But I think it was worth it. It was worth it to me to do what I did, so I don't regret it. Let me see. I loved how WoW for the people I played with, but I love Ashes for the community creates. No, for sure. Like I said, I a lot of my long-term friends came from WoW. Funny enough, I only still speak to one of them. I made so many fucking friendships in WoW, and I felt like they were all meaningless. I felt like they didn't even really go anywhere. And there's only one person I still talk to this day from my almost 20 years playing World of Warcraft. It's kind of nuts. Ooh, okay. Fuck you, Basalt. There we go. Let me see. It's Whetstone. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. It's funny that for most people's graphics don't really matter. Tibia is the most played game here in Brazil today. Really? Fucking Tibia? Jesus Christ, dude. That was an old MMO, dude. That's like a almost like a Super NES style game, you know, graphically. Let me see, you should have followed the bot and killed it after it gathered more materials. Well, it had a lot of materials already. It looked like it was farming in this spot for a while, it seemed. You should have, someone said, wow, I have been summoned. Oh my God, Wagsy, here we go. Here he comes out of the woodwork. The WoW defender, Wagsy. What's going on, brother? No, we were talking about RMT and WoW and like how classic WoW people pretty much have to buy gold in order just to keep up and be in the good raids, because if they're not doing so, then they feel behind compared to the other people who are buying gold. And it creates this ecosystem of people constantly in this gold buying situation in order just to maintain their spot or order to maintain a relevancy within the raiding culture, you know, in classic WoW. And it's just, I don't know. I don't fucking care for it personally. I don't care for it, man. I still play a game called Dark Ages by KRU Interactive. Graphics are nice, but community and gameplay is what makes the game for me. Interesting. I've never even heard of that. Dark Ages. Is that an MMO? Or like what kind of game is that? I've never heard of that game. I mean, most games that are live service is all really about the community. You know, like if you can have a solid community, like that's what's going to stick. Like even if the game's mediocre, but your friends are still playing that mediocre game, and you even in a mediocre game, you can have these really good moments. I know 12
inches pretty well. Let me see that.
What up, Oracle? I think that's what kind of keeps you around even to a game that's mid. You know what I mean? So I you know, I can definitely see that, you know. And just curiously, I don't know who said about the tendonite, but if you're on Shoal, message me on Shoal, because I'm really down to do what you said if you wanna trade some zinc. So I'm all for that, because I really would not mind more zinc. There we go. Oh. Sorry. I feel like my YouTube chat is not working. YouTube, are you guys seeing the Twitch chat? Excuse me. Maybe it's just on my end that's messed up. Maybe I got to refresh the page. I just want to make sure that the chat bot isn't messed up. Man, I went to the right fucking spot for zinc. I feel like Jova doesn't have test. I see it on YouTube, or I see YouTube's chat in Twitch, but I'm asking Ludi, are you seeing or Lou Dynamic, are you seeing Twitch chat in YouTube's chat box? Is what I'm saying. Okay, just wanted to make sure. I just want to make sure that you guys see the conversation also on Twitch, on the in the YouTube chat. They really need to add more ways for us to flex in game. I think that's what comes like some of the vanity purchases, right? And I think, you know, people can argue like cosmetics could be something that they can do there. Again, I'm not a fan of cosmetics either, but I don't mind cosmetics. You know, I'd rather have like the in-game, like in-game gear be like the more like cool thing, the cool factor to it. But I don't mind people swiping their credit card to buy a costume. Like as long as you can't fucking do that at level 1. Like I think in the alpha, it's fine because it's an alpha, but I think on launch, I would rather love to see people throughout the live service game on launch to look as natural as possible, you know? Ooh, what the fuck? Ooh. What can I get rid of? Slate. There we go. Nice. I just want to buy a fox. I think the fox mounts, so here's the thing. This mount that I have, which is the graveyard golem, there will be graveyard golems eventually that you'll be able to make an animal husbandry. The color variant that I have, you won't be able to have. But if you're interested in a mount, like let's say the Firefox mount, right? The black and gold one that you see riding around, that version you won't be able to have, but you might get a version in game where it's white and gold, or that's, you know, green and orange. I don't fucking know. But basically that's what I'm saying. Like every single thing that you see that's from a pre-order pack that you're like, fuck, I'll never be able to get that. Yes, you will. You just won't be able to get it in the same color. Like that's the difference. Yeah, flex via gameplay, not with dollars. Yeah, 100%. Let me see, Vladis, you killed a bot and became corrupted for that, and you gave a good feeling, and it gave you a good feeling killing that bot. But what makes you think a bot that runs alone to some granite stone does not, after you killed him, continue grinding? No, it is like it's gonna continue grinding, but I felt like I at least slowed it down. Probably in a small sense, really. I mean, but I don't know. I just fucking hate bots, dude. Like I want them gone, you know? So this is my thing. I did it more so just because there was a bot earlier that I saw yesterday that was like level 8 and I couldn't fucking kill him because they had PvP protection and that pissed me off. So I saw this bot. I was like, oh, you're level 11? Fuck that. I'm just going to kill you right now. So and that's the thing. The guy didn't even fight back. So I was like, I know you're a fucking bot. Level 5 cities win. I would not expect the level 5 city to happen probably until the summer, to be honest with you. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Dark Ages was very into role plays, so town laws were written by players and enforced by players, but punishments weren't like banning / suspensions. It was like town banishment / player death, etc. Interesting. So is it like an MMO, or is it just like a survival kind of game? Just curiously. Everyone hates bots, but I think it's like putting a pinch of water in a house brand. No, for sure. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think I did much of anything other than probably just caused me a hindrance myself. But fuck it. It's an alpha. It's gonna be wiped. So, I mean, this shit kind of doesn't matter anyway. So I just did it because fuck them. Fuck them. So this is a game, a good time to jump back in the game for a bit with my two buddies. So, maybe. It just depends on what you're trying to get out of it. Oh, look at Fatal over here. Doing those crate runs. Yeah, it's a sandbox / MMORPG. Oh, okay. That's cool. They need the time to fix, to level into town, in my opinion. Well, I just think there's a lot of shit they got to fix with the current town structure. Oh, wow. They're all coming. Creed, Norse Code 2. Like everybody has their packs. You see, and to me, it's like, this used to be what caravans were. You know what I mean? Like you would see, instead of like a bunch of mules everywhere, you would basically see like 3 or 4 caravans all coming through here. And just sadly don't see that anymore. Triple killer, dude. Oh my God. Watch streak reached, is currently on a 5 stream streak. That's pretty awesome, brother. Oh, you got an extra 450 Vlad coins. Nice. Paranoid, dude. What's going on, brother? Paranoid, you are not new to Ashes. You stop that. You stop that. And it's not no's, it's settlements, brother. It's settlements. I had to laugh because you remembered me on a video. I saw people kicking those Amazon delivery bots, saying that they hated them. I guess they felt these bots are stealing their jobs. Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, dude, Oracle. Oh my God, everyone's reaching their freaking thing. Let me see. The player render distance is rough. Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, that's more for performance for sure. Very much for performance. They took our jobs. Oh my God. I will give you content. Well, I thank you, Paranoid, dude. Thank you, man. No, we're just talking about bots cheating RMT, you know, I just killed a bot right now when corrupted, and we were just kind of talking about that. But I don't know. I really I don't know what much is going to change in the sense of the list, because I already know of a person who was permanently banned that's still playing Ashes right now on their second account. So, like, how is that working? You know what I mean? And I think once people get that, James, thank you so much for the sub, brother. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far, man. Let me see. Is the bet on if they release the ban list? Vegas odds? No. I would say that the list will be released, but I don't think the list is going to. I think it's gonna be disappointing to people. I think that's realistically what's gonna happen. I think people are gonna look at that list and then they're gonna feel like, this list should be bigger. There should be more people on it. How is this guild not on it? Oh, is this guild being protected? Like, I feel like it's just going to cause more and more drama. And I think, especially the longer the list takes to come out, I think that's what's going to end up happening. Let me see, unless the IP or hardware ban, it won't be effective. No, of course not. And we literally discussed that about 30 minutes ago. We were talking about the whole, you know, I asked Rock basically like, how to effectively remove the player from playing the game and not ban evading. And there was like 13 things that Grok said that a company can do to make sure that it becomes like 90% effective of them not returning. But I think anyone that is constantly trying to be persistent will always try to come back. But I think if you're actually doing like the hardware bans and doing like the motherboard, graphics card, like all that stuff, and you remain heavy-handed, I think especially with how shit is not cheap right now when it comes to building a new computer, I think for most people, I'd say most hardcore gamers have two computers. They have their really good one and they have their old one. And I think if you get banned on both of those, will a person buy a third computer? Potentially. But I think most players probably won't, because a brand new computer that can handle Ashes effectively isn't going to be fucking cheap. So I don't know. I just think it's one of those things that I don't know. They just need to figure out like what they're going to do with that, and hopefully just be as hardcore as possible with the bans and be consistent with it. Let me see. Are you sure it's not their third account? I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt if it's their fifth account, to be totally honest with you. Unless the IP or hardware bans, it won't. Oh yeah, I said that. Mortal Online 2 doesn't have render distance maxes, or didn't when I played. The problem was that all the dungeons were open world like Ashes, so look the wrong way and drop to 5 FPS. Well, I think with Mortal Online, you know, because there's like what 33 people playing the game right now, like they don't have to have like a max distance, because you're just playing with like hardly anybody. I think they only have one server right now. I mean, I kid, right? I mean, but I think realistically, I think the last concurrency I saw on Steam charts was like 700 players. So, yeah, I think they can afford, you know, better performance because there just isn't a lot of people on the servers. I will say at least though, it's possible to spoof your hardware ID to bypass hardware bans, and it costs like $20 to do so. Well, and I think, you know, the more things they can do on top of that is what I'm asking for, right? Because I think right now, a lot of players aren't spoofing their hardware right now because they don't think Intrepid's going to do a hardware ban. So if they become super heavy-handed, they might be messed up and fucked up on their main computer, for sure. But we'll see. You know what I mean? Let me see. Also, probably answers my previous question. So if someone really wants, they will. No, for sure. Yeah, of course they will. Cloud gaming. Can cloud gaming actually bypass the hardware ban? And can you even cloud game in Ashes? Like, that's the other thing too, is like, I don't even know if you actually can do that. That would seem pretty, I'm not going to say improbable, but when's the next dev stream? I would say on the 30th. I looked yesterday, the last Friday of this month is the 30th. So I would be very, 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 I almost can put money on it that it would be on the 30th of January. Yes, cloud gaming can. Interesting. But can you actually play Ashes like in a cloud gaming service? Because Ashes is so fucking graphically demanding. I just don't know if you can actually do it. Cloud gaming can, yes. GeForce Now, you can play Ashes. Interesting. Did not know that. Let me see. Do you think the game can run on my 1060 GTX or probably not? I'd say a 1060, you can probably play it on like mid to low settings, but I don't think that's the issue, because what kind of RAM do you have? What kind of processor do you have? Like, you need the kind of trifecta in Ashes to play Ashes. So like, you would need to have like a really good processor and really like at least 16 gigs of RAM, if not 32. I would say more so 32 gigs of RAM is probably better, to be honest with you. I think 16 is still kind of a little low, but yeah, it just sort of depends. Let me see. What do you think we are going to get in the next big update, and when will it be? I would say the next big update probably will happen in the mid of February. So I believe the only patches we're going to get in the month of January is just literally a bunch of fixes to everything. And I think the next big 0.19 update will probably happen in mid-February or late February, if I had to put money on it, because they do their major patches every 6 to 8 weeks. And it just depends on like delays. It depends on internal stuff that gets shifted around. So I would definitely say that it would be, 6 to 8 weeks. So probably mid-February, if I had to guess. I mean, there is cloud gaming, and then you have a better graphics card and than you have for sure. Man, I run 64 gigs of RAM, and Ashes is running in Chrome and Discord, and I'm routinely hitting 34 gigs used. Yeah, I know. It's a lot. Like I'm saying, Ashes is a fucking guzzler when it comes to that shit. It's not about banning without any weakness. People run from governments. It's about making it difficult enough and fast enough to ban repeat offenders. Absolutely, dude. Could not fucking agree with you more. And that's what they need to keep doing, right? So it's not just this one time throw your dick on the table ban wave. It's doing that every single fucking time. I don't care if it's allocating resources every month. So every month you're doing a ban wave, and remain consistent with that. Like, I don't care, but you need to be consistent. I think a month is probably way too long. I think, like, how fast can an economy get destroyed? A day, 2 days? Like, I think once they put their tools in place, right? I don't think it's going to be like a wave per se. I think it's just mostly like they could have it as automated as possible for sure. But there's been a big influx of flying hackers this phase. Yeah, because you can buy this program for $20 to do like GM commands. It's wild. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of people doing the fucking fly cheat or whatever. It's crazy. But just like anything else, like I remember when I was talking to Intrepid about the add-on, the rarity add-on, and they were like, oh, we already have it. And that's like, they already had the fucking add-on, and they were just literally trying to figure out like how this add-on could be made and rendered completely useless, which now it is. Like, if you still have that add-on, it still technically works. It'll show you like what rarity is, but everything that you'll see around you is all common. So you can't, the add-on won't detect the RNG part of once you complete the cast of what rarity it'll become. If you just look at it at a glance, everything is common. Like, that's how it works. So I'm pretty sure with this new cheat or whatever, they're probably trying to figure out like, okay, like how can we make this add-on completely useless? Like, what backend things do we need to put in place to make these kinds of things useless? You know what I'm saying? So dude, new Ayla looks so weird. Like, every time I come over here and I see these mountains, this looks so bad. And it used to look fine. Like, I think it used to look pretty good, but now it looks so horrible. So bad. Do these bots have set pathways, or do they always randomize the path so it's harder to track? I don't know. I've only but to me, when I go in game and I'm, searching for them, like especially in Jova, like right here in Nuela, like they're so easy to spot because they're usually a summoner and they have like weird fucking name and they're not on their mount. They're running everywhere and they'll literally like do this. Like I'll literally prove it to you. So they're like, come over here and you'll see them stop. Come over here, stop. Come over here, stop. And then you'll do this. And it's like, you just see them like all these weird zigzags because I guess it's like they know all the different placements that a gatherable could spawn. And so you kind of see them miss, hit, hit, miss. And it's just like they keep going these like weird ass patterns. You know what I mean? Why summoner? I fucking have no idea. Every single one that I've seen so far and every single one that I've heard from other players has always been a summoner. I don't know why these RMTers or bot players pick a summoner, but yeah, that's what it is. It's always a summoner. Ash has finally made a game to beat modded Minecraft RAM usage. Very, 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 very true. Wait, is that a granite? Did I miss that one? Like I thought I saw granite. Tanks for you, heals for you. Well, yeah, I would say like for the summoner, that's probably what it is, easiest to solo. I mean, because it does damage, right? But I don't know. Like I've always seen the summoner class be the one class that the botters use. It's just so to me, it's like I feel like okay, well if that's the case, then like I just feel like if you had a real like GM go and do like the ghost fly hack or whatever, like Steven, you know, I've seen Steven do it on stream where he's literally like an invisible camera and just flying through the world like at light speed. And if you have just a couple of people going through the game and doing that and just literally, oh, you're a botter, bam, you know, out of the game. You're a botter, bam, out of the game. Like, and you're basically just hunting them like some GM bounty hunter, you know? Like to me, it's like super duper easy, but I just don't know if they have the time to the resources to allocate that time to do that, you know? What you described, this bot behavior is very rudimentary. In no time, they will have meshing, which will scan for nodes to in render distance and just path find straight to them and not go into preset. I hope so. That's how botting operates in another game, so I assume it's a matter of time. I hope so. I do not know how shit works when it comes to backend architecture or what other games have done or what other live service games have done or what RMTers or the Python scripters for botting have done. All I hope is that Intrepid does something about it soon. But at the end of the day, like we are in an alpha, right? Like all this gameplay that we're experiencing right now doesn't matter. But what does matter in the grand scheme of things is the community morale that this alpha has been giving players. And that morale can be affected by a number of things, right? So it can be the botting stuff. It could be the exploiting and duping stuff. It could be the villainy guild things that happen, the drama. It could be the RMT. It could be a whole bunch of reasons why a player would feel good or bad playing this game. And I think there's just a lot of factors into why a player could feel good or bad about playing Ashes of Creation. But this is why I tell people, like, if you aren't having a good time, or if you are getting frustrated by dealing with these bots or problems or issues, then, you know, just take a break. Because I don't know if these issues are going to be handled right now, or if it's something that's going to be handled a little bit later. What the fuck? Seriously? Oh, okay, whatever. That's why I ask, what are your expectations for the ban list / wall of shame? What is my like expectation? You'll still mine for pedal shard? I am. Rubies and zinc. Honestly, I probably should be getting copper. I think the pedal shard necklace is the only one that requires copper. But I have copper ingots, common and uncommon. So I think I got my copper done. I need more zinc ingots, especially uncommon zinc ingots. So I need more uncommon zinc. That's like the one thing that I'm really hurting for right now. It was Steven said anything about having mixed reviews on Steam. Yes, I believe during the roundtable that we had with Steven, I think he mentioned that, or the SFan interview. I'm confused. I'm maybe confusing the two, but I believe he did talk about it and saying that he was pretty happy with the fact that it went mixed on Steam because, you know, we all thought it was going to be very much not mixed. We thought it was very much going to lean into the negative side of the coin, but no, I mean, for the fact that it's kind of like a mixed is, you know, I think a really good thing because for a lot of people, I remember, man, all of the haters, like the hard haters of Ashes of Creation were waiting so bad for the Steam release because they were like, I can't wait to buy Ashes of Creation to refund it and give it the worst review possible and yada, 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 yada. And it's like, I said this like a while back and I'm going to say it again. Ooh, the Goblin Skin Stripper for 15 gold. Not too far behind that. Not too far behind that. But it's like, I never met someone like, have you ever seen a review on Steam that basically changed your mind about playing the game? And that's being like honest. Like I'm asking anybody specifically, like, was there any reviews that you saw that made you not want to play a game? No, Cody, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. Very much appreciated it. Yeah, okay. See, for me, I've always felt like if there was a game that I wanted to play and I saw reviews that were negative about it, like I would probably do more research. But if I still saw that research and I was like, this still looks like something I might play, like I'll take that review into consideration, but I'm not just going to blindly not play because of a review. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's to me the at least for me, like maybe y'all are different, but I've never been that kind of person to just blindly follow a review. Let me see. Hey man, don't slander us AOC haters like this. I have principles. Let me see. Steam reviews have never dictated my purchase choice. Twitch/YouTube gameplay has dictated my purchase choice for sure. Mine too. Like, and if I saw someone play and I'm there looking and I'm like people keep saying this game is so bad, but if I'm looking at something, I'm like, I think I'll like this. Like, let me just try it for myself. And then like I play it and then I'll figure out for myself if I like it or don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember in Lost Ark, when the Gunner came out, I saw gameplay and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, this looks so badass. I can't wait to fucking play it. Because I was already playing the Demon Hunter or the Shadow Hunter. And when the Gunner came out, I was like, I don't like it. Even though I saw all the gameplay and even though when I saw like the trailers and the abilities and everything like that, I just, the movement and the slowness and just the way it played, I guess I didn't envision it working out that way for me. But yeah, that was like the one time I was like, wow, I was not right in this decision. But hey, you know what I mean? Like, it was my decision, you know what I mean? Let me see. Yeah, but in a very specific way, a review stating that the game used to crash on the device I was using, so it doesn't count in my opinion. Yeah, like I think when it comes to like the hardware stuff, for sure. But I feel like anything is so anecdotal. Like to me, it's also the same thing about movie reviews. Like if you see a movie review on Rotten Tomatoes, is a person just going to be like, oh, well, I read a negative review on Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm just not going to go watch that movie. I think ultimately it's not just a review. It's more of the consensus, right? That to me is what I find to be the more important part. What is the consensus saying? And I feel like a lot of times when the consensus is conflicted, when it's mixed, like let's say one of your favorite content creators hates the game, and then one other creator that you like to watch also loves the game. What do you do then? You probably are just going to be like, well, I see his points and why it's bad. I see his points and why it's good. And now I got to figure it out for myself. And that's ultimately what happens. I think any rational freaking human does that in their head. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, I'm hitting rocks too. Me too, dude. Me too. For sure. I would go to a trusted source that matches my tastes. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think you have to go to someone who kind of thinks the way you do. Like for me, movie review wise, like I would say Tyrone McGinnis on YouTube, like me and him have very similar. There's only, I think, a couple of movies that we ever differ on, but every single time he's talked about a movie and I come out of the movie, I feel almost the same way he does. And again, there's only, I think, one movie I know particular, which is The Batman with Robert Pattinson. He loved that movie. And I am a huge Batman fan. I fucking love Batman. Me and him love the Zack Snyder Justice League and Ben Affleck Batman. And when he came out raving about the Batman, I was so excited to fucking go and watch it. And I thought that movie, there were awesome parts about the movie, but Batman was not one of them to me. Robert Pattinson to me is no fucking Batman. I'm sorry. He was so mid. And I thought it was very cringy. Like, to be honest with you, I did not like his performance. I felt like he was more Batboy than Batman in my mind. He did not. If it was a Nightwing movie, I could kind of see him more in that role. But no, I thought he looked. I mean, and honestly, like even when I saw the trailers or when I saw like him in the suit and how like Christian Bale was bigger, but even Christian Bale's suit made him look so tiny. Just how can you be menacing? Like you don't look menacing at all. Like I don't know. It just, that movie to me was just wild. Let me see. By the way, Narc originally when AOC was coming out, I loved the looks, but he himself turned away from his opinion because I didn't see what he saw. Oh, well, I mean, honestly, like I think Narc's opinion just in Ashes just changed drastically. Because again, he let his hatred for the development and, you know, just kind of seeping everywhere, you know what I mean? And then he was like having this feuds with Steven, and then the whole epic climax of him doing his goodbye video, and then how he basically threw Ashes under the bus by basically lying about what he was saying. And then, you know, the whole Asmongold conversation with him and Narc and Steven and Narc and Pirate and Narc and, or sorry, Narc and Asmon, Steven and Asmon, and Pirate and Asmon. But yeah, I mean, honestly, Narc's doing good now. He's honestly like, and that's the thing too. It's like whenever you're actually doing shit you love, it's crazy how much your mentality changes. It's crazy how much your presence and your aura just changes. And this is why I tell people, just like, if you're not enjoying the game, if you're not enjoying the process, then just chill, you know, come back later, get your mind right. And I guarantee you'll feel better. You know what I mean? But if anytime you're constantly stewing in this negativity, like it ain't doing you and anyone else any favors. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Walk up to Vladis to trade some zinc, flag up. You're trading with your life. Oh my God. Jesus. Let me see. Narc was just an illusion. Let's be honest with ourselves. I mean, honestly, I would say Narc was beginning to be very delusional towards the end of his career in Ashes. I was an avid Narc watcher from 2021 to, what was it, 2023 ish, maybe into 2024. I don't know, but towards the end, I would say the last part of the year, it was getting very, very hard to watch him. And like every video was just like, again, I'm all about negative criticism. I'm all about it. But the way he just started to be very hateful towards everything is what I kind of was like, all right, dude, like I can't deal with this shit personally. Like, again, I had my issues with it. I had my fair share of criticism with it too. But I just think the way he went about it was just completely the wrong way. Let me see. I love Narc, but it's bad when you see someone crash out in real time. Yeah, that's true. Where's Narc now? He has a new YouTube channel. Moggies, I think, or something like that. Like something like that. Moggies, I think. I think if you just type in Google Narc space Moggies, I think it'll probably find something for you. But he's doing like other games now. And I think he's doing quite well. Like I said, Narc to me was a very talented editor. He edited videos and did script writing very fucking well, way better than I would ever do. I would only aspire, to be honest, like to be that kind of script writer or to become that kind of editor. And to me, I feel like the person who kind of took Narc's place in that particular regard was Burns, was Copium Clinic. The way Dr. Burns does his scripts and does his editing, to me, is kind of like what reminded me of old Narc, except Burns doesn't do as much of the funny, jokey stuff. There is some jokes that he does put, but I feel like Burns does a very, very good job of being very analytical and respectful. And even when he has like a differing opinion or is not enjoying something about Ashes, he presents it in a way that isn't being a dick. And you would probably agree with him, like in those negative aspects that Burns poses. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me see, deleted his Narc account and has another one called Moggy. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think he's doing okay. I mean, like I said, you go watch his new videos. I mean, clearly like same editing style, same passion, same everything he once had. So I think that's important. You know what I mean? Like if, you know, Narc is a creative person, you know what I mean? Like he's a creative person. And I think, you know, Ashes just wasn't giving him that same creativity anymore. And again, like, I think another reason why I stopped watching him on YouTube is because when I would watch his live streams on Twitch, bro, talk about the very community that loved him, he was attacking. The amount of people that he would literally just start like having like live arguments with, and just like, I don't know, like I think Narc honestly developed a really big ego towards the end too. Cause he just was so crazy, like on his Twitch streams, man. It was just wild. Let me see, Narc still making videos? He's just making it under a new YouTube channel. Let me see, what's your take on the parlor games, gambling and Ashes of Creation? Oh yeah, I'm excited for that, to be honest with you. I hope, and I think that's probably going to be something that won't happen at the live launch. I think that could be something that will be saved for future patches or future expansions, but I'm all about gambling in Ashes. And, you know, as far as like Coliseum bets, like if there's a military settlement and you have like your team that you want to bet on for some glint or whatever, like I'm all for that personally. Hey, we're rated M for mature. Like teenagers should not be playing this game. So if that's the case, then I think gambling should be allowed in the game. Like, and I think gambling should actually be a part of the military system or even economic system to an extent. I think that would be really, really cool. Like imagine a silent bidding auction house, you know, similar to like the black market auction house in World of Warcraft, like in Ashes of Creation. Like shit like that would go hard, you know. I think it'd be fucking cool. Oh, what is his channel? Like I said, I think it's Moggy's. I think Cyber said it earlier. I like Dr. Burns's branding. Me too. Be cool if you can wager on arena fights. Oh dude, yeah, that's what I mean. Like I'm really, 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 really excited for the potential of like the tavern parlor games and the kind of gambling that can happen in taverns, but potentially also in military nodes with like the arena and Coliseum. I think that'd be really, really cool. You know, I'll be playing at the TGIF Tavern. Oh, I know, Oracle. And I really hope like those parlor games end up working out really well, because I think that would also be a really good break too from like hitting rocks and stuff like that. And if you see freeholds around the world that are tavern freeholds and not just a human freehold that you can't really do anything at, that's going to really provide some really cool, like chill, you know, like, oh, go to the New Ayla. There's a really cool tavern over there called like the Golden Feather Tavern, or go to, you know, Jova. There's like a really cool tavern called like the Buffalo Snout Inn. I don't fucking know. You know, I think that shit is pretty fucking cool. Let me see. Some new custom games like Gwent and The Witcher would be cool. Yeah, or even the one that Final Fantasy 14 has. What's that one called? Triple Triad. I love Triple Triad, dude. That was like the one thing that I would play the fucking most in Final Fantasy 14 was fucking Triple Triad. That shit went fucking hard. I love that game. And I think having a game like that in Ashes that's like very, you can only play that game in Ashes of Creation would be really fucking cool. The legendary two-tail fox in. Moggy's, I think, high quality edited content. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what he's been known for. I mean, like all of his videos were very high edited. I mean, he knows how to edit videos. Like, and to me, I am not good at editing videos. Like I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to get better, but it's a process. You know what I mean? Like I think it takes talent. It really does. It takes fucking talent to make really well-crafted YouTube videos. And even though I've been doing that for a while, I've never really, what's the word? I should have been getting better, and I felt like I got to a point of being just good enough and stopped. I think realistically, that's like what happened. And basically, I got comfortable. That's the other thing. I pretty much got comfortable. Let me see. There's also Mahjong in Final Fantasy 14. Well, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, no, that's true. But I love Triple Triad. Triple Triad to me was such a really cool game to play, and I always had a lot of fun with that. Hey man, what do you think about this botting issue? It seems so ridiculous. Same bots I've seen for weeks, and I can purely farm level 20 plus bots. Yeah, I think the bot situation is getting kind of wild, and I don't know what Intrepid's planning on doing, but I hope Intrepid is planning on doing something, because I think it's just the fact that you just see these bots that are constantly farming and constantly doing shit in the game. And then you think of like the RMT attached to it. You think of like all these other things that are attached to it. And if you're a crafter or into the whole economic thing about it, like you're going to feel very terrible, you know? And so, yeah, I'm very much like in that camp too of like, man, we really need to do something about these bots. I like gambling with random people. I may have a problem. Well, I mean, I think honestly, like a little bit of gambling is always fun for me. Like I'm not a gambler. I've never really been much of a gambler. Every time that I've ever gambled, I was always able to just step away. Like if I'm not, like if I made some money, like I'm happy. Like I remember one time I went to, it was kind of messed up, but I went when I was getting my CDL in Louisiana, and this was like in 2013. We went to an Indian reservation camp after our first day, and I took with me $200, and I basically said like, I'll only use this $200 and then I'll stop unless I hit something like kind of big. And literally the second fucking slot machine I played, I made $200 out of $5, and then I stopped. We were going to be there for 3 hours. I was like thinking, oh, I'll just go slow, you know, get in my hand here and there. And I just stopped, and I came home with almost like $400. And one of my friends was going to go in with $100, and then he found the ATM. And then by the time we left 3 hours later, he was down $2,000. And he was flipping out thinking of what the fuck he can tell his wife. So I don't know, like I'm very good at just stopping. Let me see. Yes, thank you for being open and talking about it. One of the best Ashes creators. Thank you, brother. I mean, I'm open to talk about everything. I mean, I'm, you know, ain't no skin off my nose. Let me see. My favorite mini game is the Queen's Blood from Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I have not played that. You see, it's 7 Rebirth. No, I have not played that. You see, Vlad is such a chill guy that even the AOC haters respect me. I can confirm. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Let me see. There's a guy who did a dice roll in WoW in Orgrimmar with the dice toy, and he gave out and took so much money from people. I made generally 700,000 gold in more fun than that content at the time. And that's what I mean, right? Like, anytime you have like these little gambling scenarios, like imagine like me doing that, like a gambling stream. Like that shit would be so much fun. Because I used to watch Asmon play Lost Ark, and him gambling the fucking to see if like the percentage chance if he was gonna actually upgrade his weapon to like plus 16. Like I love those streams. I didn't do it myself because I was like, fuck that, I'm not spending the money to do that shit, you know. But he did, and just him doing that was just so awesome. And the enchanting system in Ashes of Creation is actually quite fucking similar. And I think once we actually get some really cool enchanting RNG, and you're there and you're like, oh my God, can I legitimately like upgrade this to like plus 8 without destroying the weapon or destroying the item? Like those streams I think are going to be really fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited about like that aspect of gameplay. What class do I play? I play fighter, but in MMOs, I usually tend to play. Oh, 1 second. My wife just got home. My kid's banging at my door. 1 second. He wants to say bye. Can you say bye? Bye. Good night. Sorry. My daughter, she's anytime she sees the lights on, she hears me talking, she thinks I'm like talking to someone. So she's like, I want to say bye. Okay. I don't really like RNG mechanics in games, like Lost Ark by gambling. I mean, I meant fun, player-driven, organic stuff like player-red casinos, not that crap. I don't mind either or. Like, I think RNG stuff when it comes to enchanting, I'm not used to because again, I come from World of Warcraft, but I find those kind of things to the gambling of enchanting seems interesting. In Ashes, but there's like safe zones, right? So it's like, oh, you can if you don't want to experience the gambling part, you just go from like 1 to 8 or 1 to 7, I think. And then but past 7, that's where you'll experience the gamba part. And I think that's fine. You know what I mean? So it's like if you want to play it safe, you have these levels. If you want to not play it safe and gamble, you have these levels. So I think it's good. Let me see. So yeah. When Fable 3 was coming out, you could download an app and to gamble your in-game money with it, and I went broke like 3 times. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. All right. Ooh, some good granite over here, dude. I think New Ayla has like the granite, and I think Jova has the basalt because there was basalt fucking everywhere in Jova, but there's not a lot of granite nodes over there. But here, there's like fucking granite everywhere. It's crazy. I'm getting used to RNG as a new D&D player. Well, I think in RPGs, like there's always this level of RNG, you know what I mean? But I think the thing that really gets me when it comes to RNG is that the RNG is usually attached to these is usually attached to this thing where you have to buy like currency and shit. You know what I mean? Or you have to, like, there's some pay to win mechanic with the RNG part. And so with Ashes, like if RMT and on body and all that shit can get under control, like I don't mind RNG when it comes to the natural player gold generated from that aspect. It's when people feel like pressure to buy gold in order to maintain the RNG part of a system. That's what fucking pisses me off. So I hope that they, you know, get around that shit. Or I hope they don't get around that shit and just keep it to where we're, you know, we use the like real gold here. Finally, some uncommon zinc. I feel like uncommon zinc is fucking rare. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I've been farming fucking zinc forever and I have not gotten too much uncommon zinc. It's wild. That's all I'm hitting too. Like, I've been getting a shit ton of common, but that's why I want to work on my, how much is, hold on. Oh, shit. So, okay, so we need, so, okay, 10 copper ingots, 10 fragments. I wonder if anybody is a profession person right now, is the weight of the 10 fragments high in comparison to the copper and dried boards? Like, what would I need? Could I basically get uncommon dried processed boards and 10 uncommon copper ingots and then use 3 legendary fragments to potentially make an epic mining pick? Like, is that what I need? Controversial take. I think uncommon zinc should be uncommon. Yeah. I'm just curious, like for the people that know, because I don't know what the weight of these things are, but I hope it's not too much. What I hate in this game are storages. The amount of amount I farm is so small, especially with the bags that I have. Yeah, storage is definitely one of those things that you can very much feel like you need 18 different storage tabs on. That's for sure. Because I have, I think I have 2 legendary 10 fragments, or I'm sorry, 2. If they haven't sold in the auction house, I can see what I can do to make those into fragments, but I want to be able to make an epic mining pick for journeyman. And I have, do I have one? I don't think I have uncommon process boards. I'll have to look. Let me go to New Ayla. I gotta sell shit anyway. I gotta repair my shit. You see how many storages can you have once you buy them all? Are you talking just in your main citizenship settlement, or you're talking through all the settlements? Like, what, can you be a little bit more specific, Oracle? Within your home node? I think if you are a aristocrat, or sorry, affiliations. So right now I'm a liege. So you have the town citizen ministerial 3, so 4. So you can technically have, how many do I have? I'll tell you right now. You can, once you get aristocrat, you get an extra or another purchasable a storage tab. So I think right now I have 6, if I'm not mistaken. So 7 in total. Like if you're an aristocrat, I'll check right now. I'll tell you. But after this, I'm probably going to get off, guys, because it's already, I've been streaming for like 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I'm going to go. My wife just came back. The kids are going to be in bed now. So I'm going to go hang out with her for a little bit. And I'll probably be in game a little bit later. But let me see. Wants to sell. Yeah, it's, I can buy 2 of those. I wonder how much she sell. Last time people were selling journeyman bags at Epic, it was like 45 gold each. So, oh, what are those settlement rankings? Yes. So you get your, it's your citizenship rank. So wait, why? Oh, it's bugged right now. So I'm a liege right now, and so liege has certain benefits. And so let's go here. So then I have my Jova. This, well, it's bugged right now, so it's not going to show me all of it. Fuck. I have to log out and log back in. Let me see. Okay, so these are just regular boards, so I need to make them into process boards. I wonder. Okay. Lumber milling. Dry dashboard. Okay, so I need 1 board and 3 ashwood. Fuck. Okay, so 3 times each board. So if I need 10 boards, that's 30. That's 30 ashwood. Okay. Which I don't fucking have. Ooh, I can probably do rare. Let me see. Okay, let me fucking figure this shit out. I'll figure this shit out later. Let me just sell real fast. I want to see how long it takes me to fill that many storage bags. Oh, it'll, I mean, for me, I do a lot. So, it probably won't take you too long because it took me literally, once I bought the last tab for me, it filled up instantly. So, um, now I'm gonna have to head to, I'll figure out. All right, guys, thank you all so much for coming out and hanging out with me. Very much appreciated. It was pretty chill, good discussions today. We have to wait another day, probably, or 2, depending on what Steven said, for the ban lists, to see what happens there. But ultimately, I just hope that this list is just a precursor to many things to come afterward. And I hope there's just a new philosophy within Intrepid to be as heavy-handed as possible when it comes to any kind of cheating, banning, exploiting, duping, RMT, the whole 9 yards. I think that's just hopefully what's going to be the case. So thank you all so much. Let me see who's streaming. I think, let me see, Roar streaming, Dusty streaming. Oh, wow. Oh, I thought he was streaming Ashes. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just looking at the people I can look at in the Ashes category. That's all right. I'll go and raid Roar. Y'all have a good time with him. I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. Be safe. Have a good day at your first day back or your time back at work tomorrow. Peace.